Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alicia, and in today's video we are going to do a little bit of something different from my usual journaling videos. So if you have been following me on Instagram, you would have seen that I recently took a small weekend getaway, kind of a trip to Cardiff in Wales, and this was for my birthday, and I documented some of the travel and I wanted to bring you along since there were a lot of things that we did in that weekend. I couldn't post most of it, so I thought that I will make a quick small video. I've actually made some two spreads actually of the travel ephemeras that I have collected. So I will actually link those reels or the shots in the video itself, so it will be towards the end. So if that is something that you want to watch, it will be in the end, so you'll have to probably watch the entire video, or maybe you can skip. Please don't skip. um but yeah, I just wanted to show you few things that you can do if you are planning to visit Cardiff. But I was pleasantly surprised. I guess I wasn't expecting much when we were planning for this trip. I did research on few things that I was for sure that I wanted to go and visit, and we did that, and I'm very happy with that. It wasn't too expensive. It was pretty reasonable, and the kind of things that we could do in the city itself with no access to like driving or um, you know if you want to like take your car and drive around, it's beautiful, but we didn't have that option because we didn't want to do that. And so if you are someone who likes to explore a new city by foot or by using public transports, yeah, this was definitely one thing that you can try if you are coming to the UK. I live in Ireland, and UK is just 45 minutes flight. So for me to travel from Dublin to Cardiff, it was a 45 minutes flight. And I think the flight tickets, because we booked it almost towards very close to the date, it costed us 90 euros round trip. But Ryanair, which is the low cost air, usually does a lot of sales. So if you can grab those sales, you can actually get it within 50 euros round trip, which is pretty reasonable. The hotel that we stayed was called the Angel Hotel. It is one of the good rated hotels in the city center. So for us, that was the priority, that we wanted to be in the city center so that everything could be close to us in the walking distance, and it was, so that was very good. You could also stay in the Cardiff Bay, where you would have most of the modern looking hotels and with higher budget. Um, but yeah, for us, this was what worked. And I'm just throwing it out in the internet so that if anyone is looking to travel, this is what they can explore. But yeah, I will stop rambling right now and I will walk you through the clips. I will give you some insights of where it is and a little bit of interesting facts if I remember anything, but I will definitely mention the places that we went and what you can expect when you are there. Um, some things were very time specific, like um, we just happened to be at the time when there was a dance festival happening in Cardiff, so it was very unique experience because some of the dances were very jovial, and I wouldn't say juvenile, but very lovely and wholesome and very funny to watch. So we were very excited and very lucky actually to get through that, because even our guide was like, oh, this doesn't happen, and he just happened to be from Dublin too, so which was very funny and ironic because he was doing a tour for Wales and Cardiff. So yeah, anyways, that was one thing that was very time specific. So if you go to Cardiff during a time when there is no such festivals, so you probably may not see this. Like even the art of selfie, which was in the National Museum, that was also for a limited time. So some things you may see all the time, some may not. Just throwing that caution out before we start the video. But yeah, let's start with the video. We reached Cardiff very late, towards 11 o'clock. So that was the train ride. In the morning, we went to Baker's Tea Rooms for breakfast. It is one of the fancy ones in the High Arcade. Cardiff is very well known for these hidden arcades within the city center. So these alleyways sort of are very famous for those. So there are tiny cafes and restaurants, even some boutique shops that will be inside in these alleys, which are called arcades. This was the first day in Cardiff, and we started off with the tea room. After that, we visited one souvenir shop and saw this really cute chess set of dragons versus sheep, which is very cute and funny. The oldest snack bar in the Cardiff city. And here is the dance festival that I was talking about. The national animal of Cardiff is a dragon. So you would see dragons everywhere. This is the city hall, and the dragon sits on top of it. After finishing our morning free walk tour, we actually wanted to take lunch break because it was past 1 o'clock. So we went to the Cardiff market, and here you would find various kinds of food from different corners. We actually took Jamaican street food. Here is my silly husband. The Jamaican food was very spicy, and I would say if you're not into spices, I think it will be a little hard for you to eat, but I loved it. This is one of the arcades that we walked through. This is the only one which has a second story that you can go up. After walking through the arcades for a bit, we got into this boutique store which had really funny, quirky stuff. I bought a pack of chocolate from here just because the wrapper was so beautiful. You would see dragons everywhere, and this was my favorite. And also cats. I love cats and dragons, so this was like the perfect place for my happy soul. After dinner, we actually stumbled upon this beautiful gelato shop. It's called Amorino, and here they were serving ice creams on a cone which looked like rose, so I definitely went for that. We started off morning with a very great cup of coffee, and I opted for a vegan full English breakfast. That was pretty good. And then we headed to the National Museum, where we saw a lot of elements from the past era and dinosaurs. So that was pretty exciting. This is one of the places that I will highly recommend if you like history and you want to understand more about dinosaurs and evolution. They have more than 3 million species that they have kept, not dinosaurs but like in general species of every kind. But only a certain portion of it is on display. So if you are in Cardiff, definitely give this one a shot and you will not be disappointed. The Art of Selfie exhibition was within the National Museum, and this is what was on a limited time period. I'm not really sure till what time they are there, I cannot recall, but here is where I saw the original, one of the original portraits of Van Gogh, and that was something. Like, I always wanted to see an original of Van Gogh, and this was the place that I got the opportunity, and I just didn't want to let go. There was an entry fee for this one. It was just £2 per person, I remember. So yeah, it was worth that £2. After the exhibition, we took a walk around the gallery and the museum. The dinosaur museum is within the National Museum, and they also have the art museum. So we walked around. Some of the places were not allowed to take pictures or videos, so the clips sometimes will be very small, and some places I just couldn't. But here is the place where I got to see the original Monet, some of the originals again. So it is definitely a must visit place if you are an art lover and you want to understand more about the history, evolution. It's all in one place. It's definitely, and it is free. Like, guys, it is free of cost, so for sure, please visit them. After the museum tour, we went straight to have lunch, and this was the day of my birthday, so we wanted to celebrate eating something very Welsh food. So this was the Welsh Sunday roast. It had 3 types of meat in it, and it's us. I get very weird taking videos in public, so you will probably see me and with my husband most of the time in pictures. After the lunch, we went to visit this stationery shop. So, nothing specific or anything great, but we did find a notebook which had this beautiful design in the corner, but I didn't buy it. Then we moved on to another stationery shop, and this one had some really fun stuff like this voucher of admit one that you would see a lot these days. It's very trendy to use in your journals. They also had a lot of quirky stuff and journals and planners as well. I did not buy anything from here because then I'll have to carry all the way from Cardiff to Dublin, and we had pretty much the same stuff here as well, so I didn't want to unnecessarily burden myself and my luggage. For my birthday dinner, we went to Ivy Asia, and this was the entrance, and it already was so beautiful and over the top. This is how the interior looks like. I love how this fake cherry blossom tree was put up, and it was kind of the center. This is me just minding my business, and this was one of the cocktails that my husband ordered, and it was a very fancy presentation by the bartender, so I really wanted to capture it. We had sushi for dinner, and this was the humongous plate that we got. They were very sweet to also give me a birthday cake, and then we took pictures, and that was kind of the end of the night. But before we finished, we actually went back to Marino to have another ice cream. On our last day, we finally decided to go inside the Cardiff Castle. This is one of the murals, let's say, representing Wales at that point, and opposite to this was the Roman wall, the original Roman wall. The Cardiff Castle is in Gothic architecture, so you would see a lot of elements that, if you are a Harry Potter fan, you would recognize some of them. And inside one of the rooms in the castle, there were actually 6 different houses or emblems that we saw that we could identify with Game of Thrones as well. So it was a puzzle piece kind of a game for us inside, and yeah, it was like any castle, very extravagant, very ornate, and I really liked the library room because of all the beautifully stacked old books out there. I mean, look at the bindings, they are so exquisite. The watchtower had one of the scariest stairs, but we made it, and then I got pictures with the red dragon. We went also to this shop where they make wooden love spoons, and each love spoon have a different meaning. And then we had to rush to our hotel and take the train to the airport because that was the end of our trip. But let's watch the quick journal video. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around till the end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I am very close on getting the 4,000 subscribers, so I am very grateful and excited to have that number under my belt. The advent calendar pre-order is open till 15th of October, and if you want to grab a discount, I have actually put a 10% discount for the weekend only. So by the time this video goes up, you will actually have some time to grab that one if you're interested. If you missed getting the advent calendar, I'm actually planning on releasing a few boxes, or rather maybe the stickers that I have made specifically for the advent calendar in January. So you can get those in case you are not okay to get the entire box. You can get those stickers as well, or you missed out on getting these advent calendar from me. uh, they will be out in January for a limited time sale. The next video that I'm working on is probably going to be the reading journal. I have been mentioning this, that I am kind of in a backlog right now for the reading journal. So if I'm going to release anything, it is going to be for June, July reading updates. But then the final video is going to be for the month, the Plan With Me video for November. So if you are interested to watch any of these, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification on so you will be notified on anytime I post in my community center, or I post any videos or the shorts. Please follow me on Instagram. That's where I do most of my behind the scene updates and what is happening in my life. And I would love for you to come and join my little internet family. I hope you have a lovely day ahead, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.